Welcome to the Becks, a podcast that explores multimedia horror with hosts Becky and Sydney. Join us as we talk about movies, books, video games, music, and much, much more.
Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Sydney Rebecca.
And I'm Rebecca Snow.
And we're the Becks. And today we're talking about some short horror videos.
Yes.
By BloodyCuts.
Sydney's suggestion. I'd never heard of them.
I don't even remember where I discovered them, because it was something I found organically. Anyway, I don't know where I found these people. I don't know how or why or when. Well, it was a long time ago, I can tell you that. But I don't know how I found them. I just did.
And it doesn't look like they have anything really new.
No, it bums me out. It's this channel on YouTube called BloodyCuts. And they have several, 10 or 12, maybe more, little short horror films that they've made. The first one I ever saw, I remember specifically, was Don't Move. And if I recall correctly, at the time, that was the only one that they had up. So I think I was one of the first subscribers to them because, yeah, I feel like that was the only one they had, and I was really excited to...
It looks like that's the one that's had the most views. That one has 2.5 million views. The rest are all in the hundreds of thousands, but that one has over 2 million. So it must be probably their first one.
So the four we're talking about in this episode is Don't Move, Lock Up, Stitches, and then what was the other one?
Don't Go Down to Wilder.
Wildor.
Don't
go down to Wilder. So, which one should we talk? Well, we watched Don't Move first. So let's just talk about that.
Yes, and I had told Sydney I wanted to watch one that she hadn't watched. I didn't realize she'd watched that one.
And then she immediately picked that
one. And she had already said, apparently everybody has.
I just didn't say anything. I was like, well, this is a good one to talk about.
It was a good one. I picked it because it was the longest one.
Yeah, it was like 13 minutes.
Yeah.
And it starts right away.
Yeah, there's no lead up. You're just in the middle of a bloody mess.
And there's...
A Ouija board.
Yep, of course. There's, you know, this is just, there has to be a Ouija board.
You know how I feel about those things. I think
Which,
I don't like them.
I don't know if we've ever talked about this before. Is it really pronounced Ouija?
No, I think it's Ouija, but I'm not sure. We can ask Google.
Let's ask our Google overlords what the correct pronunciation is, and maybe even what the origin of it is. I'm curious about, because I've never heard anybody call it a Ouija board. Well, maybe I have. Is it just one of those things that's morphed into slang?
I don't know.
Do we sound like morons saying Ouija?
It says Ouija or Ouija.
But is it only Ouija?
In the U.S., but in the UK, it's pronounced... I don't know what that says.
Thanks. It's pronounced WID 3A.
Ouija board.
Ouija.
Probably can't include that in our podcast, can we?
We'd probably include just his pronunciation of Ouija board.
Ouija. He's terrifying himself. I want him to narrate something because he's scary. Ouija.
Ouija board.
So I guess I won't ever say Ouija board anymore. I used to say Ouija board. I don't know. It terrifies me. I hate them.
Ouija board.
Not allowed in my home. Ever.
Yeah, so there's a bloody Ouija board. There's a cup on it that I'm assuming they used as the planchette.
Like a drink glass.
Yeah,
I shouldn't.
It's clear.
Alcoholic drink glass.
Shouldn't call it a cup.
Yeah, and it's spinning. It's just spinning on its edge, spinning around and around and around. It's upside down.
And there's a dude with his heart ripped out in front of it.
Yeah, blood everywhere.
Very bloody.
And a note that says, 5 must die, 1 must live, I am here.
I am alive.
Does it say I am alive?
I thought it did.
I thought it said I am here.
We'll go with that. We'll say it.
No, we're going to look it up.
Okay. You're probably right. I think you're right.
I'll just edit this shit.
That scared the fuck out of me.
Yeah, me too. Oh, wait, there was the note. Go back. Go back.
What, you ruined it?
5 must die, 1 must live, I am here.
I am here. You were right.
I was right. pat me on the back or paid attention to something.
Good job.
Our last episode, I was like, I don't pay attention to that. I don't know names. I don't know. I watched this and paid attention.
So there's a couple of people still alive left in the house. There's a lady pouring wine in the kitchen. There's a lady on the couch.
With the remote in her hand.
Yep. We'll call her Bangs. There's Mark. He's just standing there.
In front of the lady on the couch with the remote.
Yeah.
And then there's another lady.
Yeah, but she's like out of view.
Yeah, you don't really see her. I don't think you know she's there right away, do we?
Mm-mm.
Not until
real
quick, then we figure it out.
I don't remember what her deal was.
She's the one in the kitchen's sister, though. Find that out.
Yeah. So everyone's just like, don't move. And
they're trying to be really quiet, and they're just kind of looking at each other, and the women are crying.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously you're figuring there's something going on.
There's something in the house. Something spoopy.
Yeah.
And she turns on the radio. Bangs does. And the girl that's out of view shot, she tries to make a run for it, and she trips on somebody's fucking shoe.
Put your shoes by the door, people. Why would you leave your shoes in the middle of the floor?
I'm guilty of this.
You will die.
You will die. Do you hear her? Was that a threat, Rebecca?
You will die in a horror movie. Because you'll trip over your shoe. Or James will die because he trips over your shoe. Or I'll die because I will definitely trip over your shoe.
All right, I feel sufficiently guilty. I'll put away
I
my
think there's
shoes
shoes
as soon as
all
I
over
get
down
home.
by my front door too, but whatever.
Gonna go home and I'm gonna put away all my shoes.
So no one dies in the horror movie.
The thing is I literally bought one of those hangy shoe things.
And you don't use it?
And I also have... No, this is not the issue. I also have one of those shoe shelves.
So you have too many shoes.
This is correct, yes.
Wow.
That's where, yeah.
I used to be like that. I'm too poor to buy shoes now.
Really, I need to get rid of so many of them.
It's hard to give up ones you love, though. Anyways, we're digressing.
I digress. Put away your shoes. And if you have too many shoes to put away, get rid of them.
So she falls down.
And then she gets disemboweled.
By this
misty
black
entity thing.
That makes horrible
squelching noises.
Yeah.
And growling.
And his face is disgusting.
Well, you don't see his face just
I don't care.
It
gets worse.
It is gross face.
Well, yes, it disembowels her. You don't really see that it disembowels her. You just see that she's dead, and then it hauls her away. And as it hauls her away, her bowels are
left
behind.
Yeah.
It's pretty intense.
And then Mark.
Well, the sister in the kitchen.
Yeah,
her name was Jill. That girl's name was Jill. Because she's like, Jill!
Oh, yeah.
My sister! And Mark just says, sorry. What are you going to say?
Yeah.
I think you felt bad for her.
Well, they're kind of whispering to each other, trying to figure out what the deal is.
Him and Bangs.
And I'm still not really sure what the creature's deal was, because it didn't have any eyes.
No.
But they were talking, and it didn't come over, and I guess it had to have been really loud noises, because...
Yeah, they could whisper and say things, but... And the girl in the kitchen was shaking really bad with the wine glass and the wine bottle in her hand. She was shaking, and it never went near her at that point.
Mm-mm.
So it had to be extreme movements and extreme sounds, apparently.
Yeah. It's really noisy movements, I would say. Then the guy is like, oh, 5 must die, 1 must live. So then he's like, I'll just take everybody else out and I'll survive.
Yeah, you can see something kind of like twitch in him.
Yeah, it's like he gets possessed, kind of. So it's obviously, like, whatever this entity is, it doesn't play fair.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't care who lives, right?
So Bang gets up and she... Bang. Bangs gets up and she tries to move really slow because it was out of the room.
Yeah. And she's pretty successful at it. Like, she just stand.
But then Mark reaches into his pocket and dials the girl in the kitchen's phone.
Yeah, and then it starts going off. But it's just in her pocket, and she's holding the wine and the...
Yeah, so she can't do anything.
See, me personally, I would have chucked the wine.
Me too.
I would have chucked it. Made a big kahooey at the other end of the house fucking rip my
Yeah,
phone.
because it's going to go where the sound goes.
Yeah.
It's not going to come to you.
Yeah. So.
I mean, because you could kind of fling it
Yeah.
out of your hand and not really move.
Yeah, you could fling it.
Yeah, it would be far away.
Or, if you can't see the thing probably can't see you. Just fucking make a big production out of how you throw it. Because, again, I feel like it's the sound that matters more.
Yeah.
So, try out for the football team, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. So the phone rings.
Yeah, it just brutally murders her.
It brutally murders her.
And Mark is gonna call Banks' phone, and she's like...
She realizes what he's doing.
She's like, actually, bitch, no, the fuck you're not. So she grabs him and kind of makes it to where he falls on top of her. So he's a barrier between her and the creature, the monster, demon thing. And it kills him. And it explodes his chest all over her face.
Yeah. And then it looks at her, and its head pops.
Yeah, it kind of pops out of existence.
Yeah,
It's
just
weird.
pops and he's gone.
So she's going to leave.
Because that's 5, right?
Yeah.
The guy at the table, the sister Jill, the sister in the kitchen.
And then the initial guy, the one who...
Yeah, the guy at the table.
Yeah.
First guy. Jill, girl in kitchen.
Jill's sister, Mark.
Jill's sister, and then... Wait. Did she not count correctly?
Oh, yeah, I think that's what the issue was. She thought it was all over.
1, 2, 3, 4. That's only 4. She
Yeah.
counted so wrong. She thought she was safe.
She did think she was safe. So when she's going to leave, somebody wakes up. I don't know if he was drunk and passed out,
I'm thinking he was passed out.
but he's like, what did I miss? And then he looks around and everybody's fucking dead and she's covered in blood.
Covered in blood because Mark got disemboweled on top of her and the other thing's head popped and went away. So she's covered in blood. And this dorky guy wakes up and is like, what's going on?
And he starts screaming because he sees it behind her.
And then it kills her.
Yeah. But she's in the way.
Yes.
She's in between the creature and the guy. Her face gets...
Oh, yeah, this was the worst part. This shocked me. This shocked me. So, yeah, she's in the way of the guy who's screaming, which, of course, you would think he would be the one to be killed because he's the one screaming.
But she's in the way.
So she's in the way, blocking, and so he literally peels her face off.
Mm-hmm.
Peels it off.
Just splits right in the middle and
Blech.
just peels it right off. Like a skinned potato. It's pretty gruesome. I liked it, though.
Do you ever wonder what goes on in the minds of people that write these kind of things?
Well, I write these kind of things.
Well, you've never let me read any of your kind of things.
That's true.
So how would I know? Now
well,
I know how scary people are that write these kind of things.
I was like, you know me, so it's fine. Yeah. Let's see. I don't think I've written skin peeling before. I'm trying to think.
Interesting.
Have I? I don't know.
You may have. But at least she puts it all in writing and doesn't go out and act upon these things in her head.
Yeah, that is good.
I think that's great.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. I
Okay.
have room with her when we go on trips. Lucky me.
You're useful to me right now, so it's
I've got to stay useful. Woo! You all heard it here first. If I disappear, don't look at the boyfriend. Look at the podcast partner.
no
She's
comment.
just creepily smiling at me. I don't like it. I'm going to just take a picture of it. Post
It's
it.
not a creepy thing. I'm not smiling creepily.
You
This
were.
is perfectly normal smile.
It is not. Well, it is for her. But anyway.
Oh, are you saying I have a creepy smile all the time?
Just every now and then when you look at me across the room. Okay, so what was the next one we watched?
The next one we watched was
Stitches.
No, it was Stitches, yeah. I've never seen that one. And it's pretty cliche, I would say.
Super short,
I think
too.
it's
Really
probably based on a story or, where they talk about parallel thinking. I think this is a case of this, because I almost feel like I've read, like, a little short story that's similar to this. So it's this babysitter, and she's watching Night of the Living Dead. Well, she's trying to. The TV isn't working. It's, like, really old. She keeps...
Well, it probably wasn't really old then. It was, like, 12 years ago.
This was a black and white fucking TV.
I didn't think it was black and white. I thought it was color. I thought the show was black and white.
Well, in my head, I'm picturing an ancient fucking TV.
TV's really old.
TV's old as balls.
It's blinking in and out.
Yeah.
She
Lots of static.
can't get it to come in.
She's like whacking at it.
Yeah.
It's an old TV, bitch.
Okay.
I'm telling ya. I don't remember her messing with antenna, but she might as well have been.
So the phone rings.
Yes.
And nobody's there.
Yeah.
Surprise!
Yeah, and you get a view of her, like somebody's watching her from outside. And the phone rings again, and she's like, hello.
Yeah, she's annoyed.
And it's
The father
the father.
of the
yeah.
kid she's babysitting.
And he's like, hey, we're at this restaurant. I want you to write down the number of this restaurant just in case. And she's like, okay. Well, while she's trying to write it down, like, TV gets really loud, and it's this news broadcast, also in black and white.
Yeah. So this tells you that the whole premise is it was old because there were no cell phones. He was calling from the restaurant to give her the number.
It was a cordless phone, though.
So we're talking late 80s? Mid 80s?
Wait.
Yes, they had cordless phones because I bought one for my house because I didn't want my parents to sit and listen to me talk on the phone anymore.
Okay, my bad. I didn't have a cordless phone in my house until I was 15. That was very fancy for me.
That was fancy for us too. I went and bought
In the
it. Like I
80s?
said, I was probably... Well, I was dating Jim, so I was 17, 18, maybe 19 even. I literally went and bought it, and it was big. It was a big handset. I bought it because we only had corded phones, and in order to talk to my boyfriend or my friends, I had to hide in the corner and push my face in the corner so my parents didn't listen to everything, but they still listened to everything. And so I said, if I buy the cordless phone, I get to use it. My dad was like, well, I'm not buying it, so you can. So I did. So that was in the late 90s, well, probably early 90s, late 80s.
Okay.
Because I graduated in 91, so probably early 90s. So yes. So
Well-
that's probably when this whole thing was supposed to be, which makes sense with the old TV, because the 70s and 80s TV. And
He also had a lot of collectible action figures.
he had a gizmo.
Yeah. He did have a gizmo.
He did.
He had
Stuffed plush
a
one.
bobblehead of Freddy Krueger.
So that tells you it's the 90s.
She mentioned, she's, hey, what's up with your TV? It's like on the fritz. And he's, well, we have a better one in our bedroom. You can watch TV on if you want. So she goes upstairs.
She cuts the conversation off short because she hears the little boy, she thinks. And she says, I have to go. I think he's up. I'll call you back.
Yeah. So she goes upstairs, and the tub's on for some reason, which they
Yeah.
never explained.
Hot water because it's steamy in there.
Steamy, yeah. And then she turns around, and the boy's there.
With a black balloon in his hand.
Yeah, and he's all, like, wide-eyed, and he's acting all shocked and scared.
But she doesn't think anything of it. She just takes him back to his bedroom.
yeah, she's just like,
takes the balloon.
we've talked about this. Go back to bed. So she just shoves him back in bed and takes the
First
balloon.
thing I said was, why the fuck did he have a black balloon?
Yeah. And why did he look so scared? He's a cute kid. Becky said he was creepy, but I thought he was cute.
Children in horror movies are always creepy. He was cute. He was a little cute boy with little scruffy blonde hair
Little
and
glasses
and-
that made his eyes look a million times larger than
Yeah.
they should, which I'm just a sucker for. You remember Haunting of Hill House?
Mhm.
The little boy who played Luke?
Mhm.
So cute.
You hate children.
He was adorable. Adorable. Anyway, so she puts him back to bed. She just lets go of the balloon at some point. Lets it float up.
No questioning of why he has a black balloon in his hand. None. I don't understand this.
And she gets to the parents' bedroom, and she turns the TV on, and then the phone rings. And he's like, hey, kind of worried me. And she's like, no, it was just, what's his face? He was up.
Yeah, but he's asleep now. It's all good. And she said, all of your figures are really cool. You got some neat stuff here. And it kind of pans to what she's looking at.
Yeah.
And she says, but this life-size clown is really weird.
Yeah,
Where'd
like,
you
why-
get that?
Yeah,
Or
why do you have
that?
And And he's like, I don't have that.
And she walks right up to it.
And she's looking at it.
It's sitting in a chair next to the bed.
And it's creepy. It's not like a cute clown.
No, and it has Stitches written across its outfit.
Yeah, like its name is Stitches.
Yeah.
And then it comes alive and it has a meat cleaver and it fucking cleaves her.
And that's it.
She doesn't run.
No, she stands there and stares at this thing.
And, you know, she's scared, but she doesn't do anything.
No. And then she screams.
So, there's fight, flight, or freeze.
She froze.
I'm trying to think. Like, whenever I've been scared, my first instinct is to throw a punch. Not throw a punch necessarily, but just flail.
Yeah.
Or throw something. I remember when I was a kid and I got scared of stuff in my room. Like, if I was laying there sleeping and I got scared of something, I would freeze for a while. If you don't move, they don't see you, right? Mm-hmm. But then I would work up the courage and I would grab a stuffed animal, throw it to the corner that I was scared of or whatever.
Stuffed animal is going to protect you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what
I don't think I've ever... I think I'm a flight. I think. Oh, well, unless it's someone hides somewhere and scares me, then I throw punches. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to scream and hit you. It's just going to happen. And then I'm going to run. It's going to be swinging as I go. But, yeah, I don't remember. I slept walk when I was scared because my brothers terrified me in my room.
So you just subconsciously
wanted
to escape the room.
For every night, I would literally take all of the bedding off my bed. All of it. Even the fitted sheet. And walk out and find myself on the couch in the morning. And finally, I just decided I was just sleeping on the couch. Till literally I moved rooms when I was in my teenage years when my brother got the hell out of our house. I moved in his room, then I was fine. Because apparently my baby dead sister wasn't going to come get me.
That's so mean.
Which I knew my parents never had another baby, but okay. Thanks, dumb brother.
That's some lore that if you don't understand what we're talking about, you should probably listen to previous episodes.
Yes.
So...
Anyway, so that's how Stitches ended.
Yeah. Which I was immediately just very scared for the little boy.
I know, because what's he going to do to that poor boy? Maybe he just killed the babysitter. Maybe he's just a babysitter killer.
Yeah.
And he's left.
Did that trope exist before Halloween?
I don't remember any movies, but again, I was born in the 70s, so Halloween would have been what I saw.
It just makes me wonder, because that's like the blueprint. That everyone thinks of, right? Is Halloween, because that's the original babysitter.
Did you ever babysit kids?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so I think being a babysitter, because I did that a lot from the time I was 12 on, you always have that kind of fear. When you're home alone in somebody else's house.
And you have to protect the children.
And you're in charge of their kids, and you put them to bed, and you have to kind of be quiet because... we didn't have phones or computers. We just had TV. So you had to turn the TV down and you're all alone. It's dark. You don't know when they're coming home. Imaginations run wild. So that's a good one. That's just something that probably has always been. Now, whether there's a movie before Halloween.
Or if that's just the most
stories
famous one.
Or, yeah. Be something that we could look into. Be cool.
So the next one we watched was the Don't Go Down to...
That was the last one we watched.
Oh, so then we watched Lock Up next.
Lock Up next.
So Lock Up was... Why are you looking at me like that?
Because the Lock Up was stupid.
It was kind of dumb. So it's just this guy, he's in like an office building, and his phone rings, his desk phone rings. It's obviously his wife or loved one. And
he asked if the kids were in bed and to give them kisses and hugs. And you might be right. We might have watched this one at the end. I can't remember.
It doesn't matter. This is the one we're talking about now.
Yes. So he says he's going to lock up and then he'll be home.
Mm-hmm.
The camera pans to his desk with this gigantic set of keys.
It's absurd.
Yeah, like in the movies where you see the jailer with the big ring of keys. It was like that.
Yeah, except it's more modern looking keys.
Yes. So
colorful.
You have 500 different house keys and whatever. Just there were a ton. You would know if you didn't have these. Because they have to be heavy.
Yeah.
Period.
So he just grabs his work bag and starts walking out of the office, turning off lights as he goes. And he kind of hears something, but he brushes it off. A bang or a footstep or something. Something familiar, but not. You don't know exactly what it is, but it's something that is recognizable as a sound that doesn't belong. So he gets to the door, and he turns the light off, and he realizes, oh, he forgot his keys.
The gigantic set of keys.
Yeah. So he tries to turn the lights back on immediately after he turns them off, and they won't turn on. So then he grabs the flashlight.
Yeah, he has to search through his bag to find a flashlight.
It's so funny to me that he has a flashlight.
Always be prepared. He was a Boy Scout. Just saying.
I mean, that's just speculation.
It's a good speculation. He was a Boy Scout, so he was always prepared.
Do they have the Boy Scouts in England?
Maybe they have something like it. Maybe they're just smart there and they're always prepared. They don't have to go to Boy Scouts to learn that.
Maybe.
Well,
he didn't remember his fucking keys, so what kind of Boy Scout is he?
Yeah, that was dumb.
A loser. Anyway, so he gets his flashlight on, and he's walking through, and he's kind of hurrying. He obviously wants to be home.
And of course, there's this big, gigantic fan. Now, none of the lights are working, but the gigantic fan is still spinning in the back.
Yeah.
You can see the shadow of.
Because it's like backlit or whatever, so.
Okay.
It's very atmospheric.
Mm-hmm.
So he grabs his keys off of his desk. Again, these keys are obnoxiously, it's a huge bundle.
There's so many.
A handful of keys.
At least.
And they're
maybe 2 handfuls.
They're so loud. They're the loudest keys.
Yeah.
How could you forget these keys? I don't know. Because
either.
with every step he takes, they're jingle, 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 jingle.
Yeah. I mean, you would know you didn't have them, even if they were in your bag. Your bag would have to be like, ching, 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 as you're walking down the road. Let me see. I know I got keys in here somewhere. You just,
Picture that, but 10 times worse.
Yeah, and there's 10 keys on this key ring.
Yeah.
It was 10 times that size.
Totally absurd. He's walking back through, and his flashlight starts flickering. It's not working, because of course it isn't.
I told her he was going to die.
He doesn't have batteries, apparently. He has a flashlight, but he doesn't have batteries.
Well, not good batteries.
Yeah. And as it's flickering and the camera's moving, you see a figure.
Way back in the hallway where you can see the fan.
The backlit fan.
Yeah.
And then pans back and forth and the light's flickering and
you know what's going to happen.
And it gets closer. And it gets closer. And then it goes out. And then you think for good, but then it comes back on. All the lights come back on, and
I don't know.
The thing that's there,
there's a thing.
Goes to give him a gentle kiss on the neck. And that's where it ends. It's very romantic.
Yeah. That's what it is.
The implication is brutal murder, of course.
Yes, of course. But that's where it ends.
Yeah, that one was kind of dumb.
Yeah. Kind of cheesy.
Yeah, just cheesy. Okay, so then the other one we watched, the final one we watched, whatever order we watched them in, was Don't Go Down to, what is it called again?
Don't Go Down to Wildor.
Wildor. And it just starts, this young guy gets a text.
It's from his brother.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, I need your help. I'm stuck in that house on Wildor.
Yeah. So he immediately is like, oh, gotta go get him.
Jumping fences, running.
Throwing his bag over fences, jumping over fences. Yeah. It's very action-y.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So he gets to this abandoned house. It's clearly abandoned. Windows are boarded up. But it just looks like an old house that's empty.
He's like, dude, it's boarded up. How did you get in here? He's texting his brother. And he's like, open your camera up on the house and it'll open for you.
Yeah. Point your phone to the house and it will open the door.
Yeah.
So he looks through his camera lens on his phone, and it's this old, creepy, haunted house now.
Yeah, it transforms.
You're seeing this horrible... I'm not going in that creepy
Well,
place.
at first he doesn't... He's like, I don't get it. And then he hears his brother scream.
Yeah.
And that's when he holds the phone camera up, and he hears the scream. He sees it through the camera, and he just closes his eyes and runs towards the open door.
Now, his brother literally says, I'm stuck in this house on Wildor.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so he just goes running in there blindly. Okay, here I go. I'm going to save my brother. Well, if my brother's dumb enough to go there, then I'm sorry.
Yeah, like, what's the fucking game plan?
Yeah. You know that you're stuck.
And
the brother knows that you're stuck. how are you going to get out by calling your brother or texting your brother? How is that going to help you?
Yeah. So as soon as he gets into the house, he looks up and it looks exactly like a very haunted, creepy, dilapidated house. But when he looks through his camera, it's just a regular house.
Yeah.
So it flipped, which I thought was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I liked that. He hears his brother screaming, but he can't find him anywhere. And there's this creepy witch doctor looking.
Yeah, it has the mask from the plague mask.
Yeah, the plague doctor. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But it's not a mask. It's like skin.
Yeah. So it has like the nose of a plague mask and these eyes. The eyes were freaking creepy as hell.
Yeah, they were like a mix between bird eyes and human eyes.
Yeah.
We can't really describe it.
No. It was very good. They did a very good job with that.
Yeah, the practical effects were cool.
Mm-hmm.
And it just kind of points at him with its creepy fingers, which were also fucked up and weird.
Mm-hmm.
And the door slams in front of it, and then he's trapped in this room with something that rises from the floor. It has like 7 layers of teeth.
Yeah, its whole face is teeth.
Yeah.
Like, that's all it is. You've seen creepy monsters like that in other films.
You know, the teeth monsters.
Yeah. Ugh.
It's really gross.
Yeah.
And obviously it kills him.
Yeah.
He drops his phone and it's text from his mom, and she's like, "Hey, are you with your brother? I think he went to that weird creepy old house. Kids go missing there. Don't go."
It's evil there. Yeah. And that's how that one ends. So they were all pretty interesting. The lockup one was kind of predictable, and
yeah. But the other three
I liked.
had good elements in all of them.
Yeah.
It makes me sad that this group company, whatever, that they haven't made anything more recently.
Yeah, it looks like they only had one season, and that was it. They just quit.
Hopefully it's because they all got independent contracting deals and just went their separate ways into success.
That'd be super cool.
Yeah. So
That's what we're looking to do. Not go separate ways, but
I was gonna say, bitch.
becomes very successful at what we do.
Yeah.
We'd like to retire from our regular jobs.
Oh, God.
Our boss would be so mad at us, though.
Yeah.
Like the boss, like the owner man. Big guy dude.
The big man.
Yes.
He'd be mad.
He'd be mad. But if we got really rich, I would share. And then he could retire, too.
This is true. This is all true. We're thinking big brain future.
Yeah.
We just gotta be so rich that no one has to work and no one's mad.
Exactly.
Totally achievable.
Yes. We can all hang out and go on trips. We can do podcasts while they all lay around the pool and become our moderators. And yeah, see, we'll hire them.
Yeah, there we go. We can be the big man.
Oh, he would love that, wouldn't he?
That was our little mini episode on BloodyCuts. It's not so mini.
Next week,
we are going to be talking about a book called The Haunting of Ashburn House. Yes. And I'm almost done with it. But I just didn't finish it on time.
She did not finish her homework.
I didn't.
I have been there, done that a time,
I'm a
or
loser.
maybe 2.
You've read it more than once?
I'm halfway through again.
Oh, really?
I really like it.
Wow.
Lauren listened to it. Lauren, boss's wife. She should be finished. She told me on Wednesday that she only had an hour to go.
Oh, wow.
Should be done.
Nice. So I'm like really behind this time. Usually I'm the really fast reader, so it's unusual for me.
I did the audiobook.
I've been tired. Been sleepy. It's February and we live in the Arctic tundra. And
we're going to be traveling to the Arctic tundra.
Yes, which I found really cool urban legend / spooky thing that we need to check out if we're in the area. We're going to Iceland.
Yep, April we will be going to Iceland, so we're planning on having episodes uploaded while we're gone, so you guys won't have to miss us too much. Maybe even do some live stuff on TikTok from Iceland.
That would be cool.
That would be. We can also post our Facebook page and our YouTube. That would be fun too. So
yeah,
we're pretty excited about that trip. It's going to be a good time.
Be a good time.
We'll take some cards and leave them in Iceland, and maybe we'll get some followers.
Oh, that's such a good idea! Oh my god! Hell yeah!
There you go.
Well, I mean, we are staying in an Airbnb, and Airbnbs get lots of guests.
They do.
So that's the perfect place to just
stick them underneath the pillows. Wait, they clean. We'll just stick them in strategic places in the drawers.
Yeah.
Plus, we're gonna go to the flea market. Hopefully.
What if we bring home a cursed object?
I am not buying anything cursed. I'm not buying anything.
How do you?
like that.
Okay.
I'm just gonna buy clothes.
Do you think
No.
things are labeled cursed?
I will feel bad juju and run.
You're the juju
I'm
detector.
a juju detective.
All right.
Maybe not. Anyway, so yes, lots coming up. We're sending in our information for the Crossroads Village
Oddities
Festival in June. Again, that's June 21st. So
Y'all better be coming out to see us.
yeah.
We're going to have a booth.
Yep, and we're gonna do a presentation, so that'll be fun. So,
And we'll be selling some merch.
if we ever get it. Yeah, we're working on that too. Damn it.
We need some money dollars.
Yes.
That's all. Today the pod, tomorrow the world. My name is Sydney Rebecca.
And I'm Rebecca Snow.
And we're the Becks.